You thirsty?
Yes. Do you have diet? Thanks so much. Still think the other brand is better, but I'm not allowed to say it.
Welcome to Oddball, day 72. Still in Vegas. I'm done. My brain is just mush.
I can't even.
In moments of silence, Charlotte Wilder yawning. I'm Amin Elhassan. In moments of silence, all I hear are slot machines going ding 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 ding.
Yeah, and Zed's like, meet me in the middle, like over and over
We're not
and
allowed
over.
to sing songs. We don't have the royalties for that.
All right, dub that over. Lose that audio.
Lose that audio, but stay for the Shawn Marion interview. He comes by, he tells us about what he's doing with the Retired Players Association, about getting the nickname the Matrix.
Yes, and
and
how he went on Amazing Race. And I've never seen anyone's face light up the way his did talking about Amazing Race. So stick around for that because you don't want to miss it.
Wow, what a professional tease she just did there.
What else do we have?
We're going to play that game that's called Bold
or
Spicy. Bold or Spicy.
We got there, folks.
Have we? Are we?
We're going somewhere. It's hard to tell where. Bold or Spicy, where we rate takes on the Scoville scale, except we don't.
Not the Scoville scale. But Charlotte.
Yes.
It's Friday.
Yep.
We've gotten through an entire week of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Our first week. Hooray.
Congrats to us.
Congrats to us.
Honestly.
But also, your first week here in Las Vegas at Summer League, your first Summer League.
Yes.
What are your takeaways from this experience that you've had for the first time?
My takeaways are that you told me it would be this immersive experience, and it's where everybody goes in the NBA, and I feel very grateful that I've been accepted as I have. Like, everyone's been very helpful and kind and, like, come on in, and sometimes I think when you do something new, there's a little bit of like, oh, am I stepping on toes?
The new kid.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I'm sure people still said. But how's it been for you? I mean, we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum here.
Yeah, it's a little weird for me because the more I'm here every year, the less and less faces that I recognize because there are new people always coming in, like yours.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a Charlotte Wilder for some other shows, and there's some Charlotte Wilders for some of these teams where I walk in and I don't recognize a lot of people. And that kind of makes me sad because part of Summer League for me is that family reunion vibe of seeing my friends from across the league who are still here,
right?
But it's diluted as there are more and more people. There's just more and more faces I don't recognize,
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell all the new Charlotte Wilders across the league to become your friend. Then they can all be your friend. You can see them every year.
You guys have a newsletter or something?
Yes, we do, actually. It's thewilderthings.substack.com. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Stick around. We've got a really great show.
No, we don't.
It's okay.
It's
decent.
It's a decent show.
We're setting, if you set the bar on the ground to start, all you have to do, step over it, and then we'll just
undersell, over deliver. That's the Oddball way. I don't have a name for this segment yet.
All right.
But it came to me in a dream.
Did it?
Yes, and also came to me in a text that someone sent me.
Okay, yeah.
They shared a post from Reddit that I said I have to read on the show.
I can't wait.
And I want your unfettered reaction.
Okay.
All right? I just found out that my Milwaukee Bucks won an NBA championship, and I cannot contain my excitement.
Wait. Just?
Yes.
When was this post from?
This is from earlier this week or maybe 7 years ago. The timeline's all messed up. But this poster had just discovered recently that the Bucks won a championship. It goes on to say, hey all, Craig here.
Craig.
His name's Craig.
Hey, Craig.
I used to be a relatively frequent Milwaukee Bucks Reddit and NBA Reddit poster back in the day, spreading the good word of my favorite NBA player, of course, Malcolm Brogdon. A few years back, I took a backpacking trip through Eastern Europe and admittedly made some poor decisions, which led to an extended stay in a Russian prison.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Recently, I was released and was able to make my way back towards my friend's place in Munich, who's been debriefing me on some pop culture events that I missed while we work towards rebuilding my life. Charlotte, I read this
Yeah.
and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice if we got Craig up to speed on everything he's missed?
First of all, I have a lot of questions like how did he get out of a Russian prison in 2023? Feels
Did the crime, did the time.
okay. But I guess I would start. There's this amazing prospect, Craig. His name is Zion Williamson. Really incredible player. He blew out his shoe. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
He was drafted #1 overall, went to the Pelicans, and then everything went great. The last time you heard from Kyrie, he was probably talking about how the earth is flat. Since then, he believes even worse things. You know what? No, we're going to move on. Rudy Gobert touched a bunch of microphones. And the sports world shut down.
He's a hero in some aspects.
He really is. He stopped. There was this whole thing called COVID.
Yeah,
I don't know
had
if
a
they
pandemic.
had it. Yeah, did they have it in Russia? And also the NBA was in Disney World for a little while, but nobody could go watch, but also nobody could leave.
I got a couple.
Okay.
And that's all right.
Yeah, please.
There's a guy who went #2 overall named Shawn Marion.
Oh, yeah.
And he's amazing. He's a really good shooter. A really good shooter. Also,
Yes.
the Knicks made the playoffs twice. I swear. Craig, I wouldn't lead you astray. I swear to God they made the playoffs twice, and they even won a playoff series. You'll be happy to know that they had a parade down Fifth Avenue for them.
They did, and they also said something bing bong, which makes as much sense to us as it does to you.
Miami Heat, they went to the finals with a bunch of guys who were undrafted.
Yeah.
But no one ever talked about it during the playoffs at all.
No.
We just kind of assumed like these guys were all top 5 picks.
Right.
And no one ever brought up the fact that these guys were undrafted.
No, and that was so crazy because you and I were sitting here being like, how is nobody mentioning the fact that these guys were undrafted, that they're not paid that much? But
I shouted it from the mountaintops, Craig, but nobody cared.
nobody listened.
And then Jason Tatum got traded to the Lakers.
No, he did not.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's from a future timeline, an alternate timeline.
What?
It's a multiverse, Craig. Sorry.
Wait, no, you don't know that.
Hey, you know what? Let's take a break. More Oddball after this. I got to tell Charlotte some other things. I got to tell you about your future. The night you go back.
Welcome back to another edition of Bold or Spicy here on Oddball. I'm Charlotte Wilder here with Amin Elhassan, and we're going to come at you with the spiciest and boldest takes that you've heard all year. Amin, bold or spicy?
I still don't understand how this game works. I'm going to go with spicy.
Great. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
Oh, I guess I got to read it.
I don't know how the game works either. I just put on an announcer voice to sound like I did.
All right. Porzingis doesn't make sense for the Celtics. Am I supposed to bet on this? Wait, hold on.
No, we're not betting.
Okay. I'm confused. All right. Porzingis doesn't make sense for the Celtics. I get it. Yeah. Oh, it's debate television. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought when the Celtics acquired Kristaps Porzingis, they did the right thing because they needed more size up front. One of the biggest problems with what happened to them in the playoffs was a lack of depth in the front court. Robert Williams is unreliable due to his health. Al Horford is 722 years old. They needed help. They got it. Porzingis was all-star caliber last year for Washington.
I mean, I don't even know how you can begin to say that. The Celtics, sure, they need some size. I do not think that getting Kristaps Porzingis, sure, he had a good year last year. He's been hurt. He's flamed out at places. They got rid of Marcus Smart and Grant Williams. Those guys, the heart and soul, and then the agitator who every fan can't stand, but when he's your guy, you love him.
Heart and soul, maybe the heart and soul of some heartburn. That's what I saw when I saw Grant Williams and Marcus Smart out there. Those guys were as responsible for firing up the Miami Heat as any player in the Miami Heat organization. I submit to you that they, being gone, will help the Celtics, and they'll have more talented players who aren't hotheads on the court.
I thought you were a basketball expert. This is embarrassing. I'm going to do bold.
Okay.
Big men, ... are back. Big men are back. Big men are back.
I've never heard a lazier
Big men
piece
are
of
back.
analysis ever. Let me tell you why big men aren't back. Because there's only 2 of them that are any good in the league. Embiid
Who?
and Jokic. Everyone else is who is a great player is a perimeter player. That's why we got rid of positions on the All-Star game. That's why we got rid of positions on the All-NBA teams, because we didn't have enough centers to make this thing make sense. There are not 3 centers in the league that you would have over a Kevin Durant, over a Damian Lillard, over a Jimmy Butler, over a Jason Tatum. Should I go on? No, I don't need to, because I won that argument clearly.
Fine. Spicy.
We're not even choosing anymore.
We're not.
Just picking.
We're just going.
James Harden doesn't really want a championship. Look, you complain all the time about how it's so hard to do it all by yourself. Then you complain all the time that it's so hard to do it when your teammates are getting hurt or, you know, feeling mentally down because of things that happened at the Capitol on January 6th. Then you get to a team where the GM is your guy, and you get to a team where your teammate is the MVP. You've got no excuses. And what do? You go out there and you lay a wet fart. A wet fart that requires a shower and a change of clothes immediately. And somehow, it's everybody else's fault. James Harden doesn't want to win a championship. He wants people to feel sorry for him for not winning a championship because everybody else's fault.
Now, if this were a real debate show, I would take the opposite side and argue with you, but I think everything you just said was completely correct.
Bold.
This is bold. Jeff Van Gundy isn't done coaching.
Is it cooking or coaching?
Coachellaing? Jeff Van Gundy going to Coachella? Jeff Van Gundy isn't done coaching? He's done coaching.
I don't believe so. I think he's a spring chicken. We also have 30 more seconds in this segment. You said 5 minutes before Hollywood. Why are you asking me to wrap it up?
Yeah.
I think Jeff Van Gundy has absolutely dozens of years left in his coaching future. Hey, what about Team USA? Did you remember that he coaches them? Not the one that goes to like the Olympics and stuff, but the one that competes during the NBA season to get us qualified for the Olympics. And guess what? You can't win the Olympics unless you qualify for the Olympics. Hey, Coach, I see you. Keep doing a great job.
This has been another edition of Bold or Spicy.
I never want to do that segment again.
Well, from your lips to God's ear.
Y'all know it's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday.
Is it
I have no idea what it is.
It's Tuesday.
Is it
I have
Tuesday?
no idea what day it
It's
is.
Tuesday.
How long have you been here?
Since Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool. A couple days is all you need, really. I tell you what, though, seeing a lot of my former colleagues and stuff, you know, it was touching.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. You know, we don't get a chance to see each other a lot. You know,
Right.
everybody's not able to coach or do TV
Yeah.
and such or even work for a team. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of guys that's just kind of like they're just absent. They just roll up into the sunset.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And you get to reconnect.
Yeah, you know, I'm me being on the board of Retired Player Association and stuff. Seeing it was 60 new guys that came this year for the first time, so
Wow.
it was over 200 people. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
So at All-Star, I met Lawrence Moulton's daughter, and she was like, he want to get involved, but he don't know how. I was like, just come through. Like,
Yeah.
so I gave him Julio.
Julio contact.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, listen, you know, a lot of people say you want to do stuff.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words. So I'm definitely be more advocating for.
Is it cool if we talk to you about this? Like, ask you about trying to get alumni and all that.
Yeah. I want everybody to come back,
Okay.
man. You
Cool.
know, like it's a great stomp. What is it? I want to say it's a home away from home. Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second home. Like after you get done playing ball, man, come in and enjoy the legends that paved the way for us, and then they want to see you. I mean, I want to see you, and just and this fellowship, man.
Yeah.
Just reminisce on all the good old days.
All right, we ready over there? All right. Coming down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Oddball live from Summer League. Well, it ain't live, it's taped. Why did I say live?
It's not live at all.
It's taped from Summer League, and I'm excited about our next guest.
I think
why you gonna throw it off?
well, no, the way you said it though, like I'm like, I think we could just roll with it and they would fix it all.
No.
Back.
No, we have to correct ourselves,
Hey,
Shawn.
you know, like when you get it, like one of them nice lofts downtown, they show exposed brick, and you see the pipes and the air. That's how this show
That's
is.
this show.
You see everything. His name is Shawn Marion. He's an NBA champion. He's a multi-time All-Star. He is on the board. He's a VP with the NBA Retired Players Association. Shawn, before we take it back to the beginning when you played in this building here at UNLV, I want to talk about what you're doing right now.
Well, today ended the two-day conference we have out here annually for the summertime. You know, the golf event. We have seminars. We have people speaking and on panels about different transitions from the game. And that's the biggest focus point for us. You know, we want to make a home for it is a home. It's a home for retired players to come to as soon as you're done, like and get embedded to whatever direction you want to go into, and have fun and reminisce on the good old days. You know, I think you know, one of the biggest things I think a lot of players miss more than anything about the game is the camaraderie. And this is where you come in fellowship with the guys who paved the way for us and the current guys who we played who are in the same era as myself and coming in newer. So
you guys play golf, right?
they play golf.
All right, I'm about to say.
Do you play golf?
I just got my first golf lesson a month ago, but I've been hitting balls for years.
Yeah.
But I got a real professional golf lesson about a month ago. So I'm steady trying to get into it, but it'd be too hot out there. Yeah.
Who's the biggest trash talker?
On the golf course?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't play it. I don't go to enough golf, so I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure. If I went this morning, I mean, our CEO Scott Rochelle, he's actually. I'm pretty sure he talks smack because the way he was hitting the ball at Top Golf on Sunday night, I'm pretty sure he talking smack out there on that golf course. But most of all the older guys, all of them talk smack. I'm pretty sure.
You invested in a pickleball team.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that feels golf adjacent. How do you feel about, like, there's been injuries, you know, there are noise pollution complaints. I mean, it's sort of a controversial sport right now, Shawn.
It's a growing sport.
It's a growing sport.
It's a growing sport. But no, it's crazy, you know. And I got a pickleball set up in my house, but I haven't played yet though. So I haven't put together and hooked up and tried to play yet. But man, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's places I go in, especially in Dallas, that actually have pickleball courts for people to entertain it. Like it's a restaurant. They got pickleball courts outside. Yeah, the outdoor entertainment area with pickleball courts.
Like at a bar? Like
yes, bar restaurant. Yes, it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Top golf, top pickle.
Man, listen. I mean, there's a will, there's a way.
Shawn, all right. So let's hit the rewind button. Go all the way back to 1998, 1999. You playing here at Thomas and Mack for UNLV. Yeah. What are your memories of being a running rebel?
Man, you know what, man. It was the next stepping stone for me to my ultimate goals to play the NBA. But I tell you what, man. I did a couple of stories recently with some of the journalists here in Vegas, and I guess it was a big story right up on me yesterday here. And man, it's just so many different memories I have playing here because it was a perfect time in my life, and you know, I had a great time here. I wish I could have went here all 3 years before me coming up my junior year, but it didn't happen like that. But I'm okay with that too, though. But man, it was just so much fun here, man. You know, and everybody talk about the Strip and stuff as a distraction. Being going to school, that's nowhere near the case. Right. When you, it's a life outside of the Strip. And being a rebel, and I'm evident of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are that live here as well, and it's awesome to play here. I'm seeing the growth of the city right now. It's been tremendous, man. I'm awesome. I was happy I was able to start here. It's pretty blessed.
But, so at what point did you know? First of all, what made you choose UNLV? And then second of all, what point did you know? Oh, this NBA thing is going to be real for me.
Oh, well, first of all, I chose NBA. I chose UNLV because it was hot. I mean, I was in the Midwest. It was cold. It was cold in the Midwest. So
you chose this heat.
What? I was either here or USC. And Mike Henry Bibby was a coach at USC at the time. And Bano was here, and Glenn Sempery, and the great staff they had here. And I felt both of them were awesome, but I felt that since USC didn't have an arena at the time, I was like, no, I don't need to be playing somewhere.
They were playing at the LA Sports Arena where the Clippers play.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, that ain't it. But then, the second question you asked was,
when did you know?
Oh, when I knew? Oh, I knew in junior college. I had Jerry Krause and pro scouts and stuff come look at me in junior college. So I actually could have came from JUCO and went pro. I just decided I wanted to have the college experience. I wanted to see what it felt like to go to division. And I wanted to play in the tournament, which I got the college experience, but I get the tournament experience, which was messed up. We should have won. We should have went to the tournament, but it happens.
What was the transition like from UNLV to the NBA?
It was actually free-flowing, easy, because I was being prepared for the next level at every school I was. At junior college, they prepared me to go to Division I. Division I prepared me to go to pros. I was already doing individual workouts. I was setting meal plans and strategy, but that's also the transition was kind of easy because I was hungry too, though. So I made sure I capitalized on all the books and learned the things I knew that's going to help me get to the next level. And the stuff I'm going to be bombarded with, whether it be financials and all this stuff. I had basically a intern, or not an intern, but just a part initiation of learning some of that stuff. And then as I came into the pros, I ended up learning more and more about it. And that's what elevated everything. It made it easy. But you got to be willing to learn. And I took that as a goal of mine as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I always knew that Kenny Smith gave you the nickname The Matrix. I didn't know he gave you that nickname in preseason of your rookie year.
Yes, he did.
How did you find out that he gave you that nickname, and what did you think about it?
So it's crazy. It is. I went somewhere and I went after doing the year. People was calling like, oh, that's the Matrix. That's the Matrix. And before you know it, became a household name so quick, and it just took off running. And everywhere I was going, everybody was calling me Matrix. So I had to run with it. It's not. Excuse me. It's not every day you get a nickname that becomes a household name, and that's actually kind of really dope too. So like it was all she blew. I was like, man, I'm locked in.
You were like, I can bend space and time. I don't know what else
I
you
can
can
do it
want
all.
from me. Yeah.
I'm the Matrix. What you talking about? Yeah.
And then along the way, they shortened it. It became Tricks.
Well, yeah. Matrix,
like,
a.k.a. Tricks. Man, I used to refer to myself in the third person back then. Oh, I used to have everybody roll. I'm
way.
I'm like, yo, Matrix is here right now. Like, no, not Shawn. Matrix is here. They was like, yo, what? No, Tricks is here. So Tricks was off the court. Matrix was on the court.
Wow. I mean, it's impressive, Shawn. When you come back here, for how many summer leagues have you been to at this point?
I've been for fourth consecutive now, 4 years in a row for sure. But I've been prior to that, but 4 years for sure. It's been a growth. I've seen the fan base grow and grow every year, and it's like the consistency is what I'm loving. I wish I played here. I was in Utah for my summer league, which was cool, but no, it's a great city to be in. You got a lot more stuff to do here in Utah. You ain't doing nothing up there in the summer, So and don't get me wrong, Utah is All-Star was amazing there this past year.
Right.
The weather, the scenery. I got a chance to really take in the city and see it. I didn't get a chance to do a lot of stuff because I was working a lot, and busy. But it's a beautiful city there, man. It is gorgeous. I need to plan a trip to go up there just to enjoy the city.
You played for the Suns, you played for the Heat, for the Raptors, for the Mavs, where you won a championship, and the Cavs. I think most people think of you as either a Sun or a Maverick.
Okay.
Because, the Suns is where you had the bulk of your All-Star appearances and stuff. The Mavericks is where you won a championship.
Yeah.
What do you think of yourself as?
Both. I am, I am both. I grew and became a man in Phoenix, and I was able to capitalize my ultimate goal in Dallas, with reuniting with J. Kidd, of course, but Dirk and all the guys, and Jason Terry, the team, and Tyson, man. It was special. It was something I wish we could have done in Phoenix. And I think if certain things would have went differently, we should have done it. Yeah.
Who from that Mavs team do you keep in closest touch with?
Pretty much a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
Actually, Brendan was here during the game. Hit him and we talk. Tyson, J. Kidd, Jet. Majority of all is here.
A lot of big names were on that team. People forget.
Yeah.
Karan was on that team, right?
Peja
was on that team.
So Karan's coaching Summer League right now. He was at the meeting on Saturday as well, and yeah, he's part of the board of the Retired Players Association as well. Who else? The Sean Stevenson.
Yep.
You name it.
JJ.
Peja Stojakovic. Brian Cardinal.
Oh man, I forgot about Brian Cardinal. Yeah, see.
Dominic Jones.
Who's the funniest guy in the locker room?
Funniest guy.
Because there's some characters you just named there.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, Jet pretty funny. Dirk actually is got a comedian side to himself too, though. He got one of them little nonchalant kind of
sneaky funny.
Yeah. But you know, we had a great mesh of guys, man, great personalities, and it was truly something special that we all just locked in and did something and shocked the world.
When you talked to, sorry, we're like looking at each other. I was like, me, you. When players retire, is it disorienting at first? Like, what is the first thing you tell them in the Retired Players Association where you're like, this is what's going to help you make this transition? Because I've always wondered what it's like when you're an athlete and that's your identity to transition out of playing the actual sport.
So look, everybody's different. You know, and it depends on where your mindset is too, because you know, Richard, who was that? Richard Hamilton said this. We was in a conference and we was talking about a lot of different things. And Rip, I'm quoting you on this, Rip. He was like, and he said this, and this is so true though. A part of you dies when you retire.
Wow.
So it's up to you to find out how to relive that moment, but most guys never find anything they truly love as much as they love playing the game.
Yeah.
So with that being said, though, it's a different mindset you got to have, and unfortunately, depending on the position, your finances and stuff, you know, some guys want to immediately try to coach or do something correlating with basketball. They want to stay in that basketball family, which is very hard to do. But with that being said, though, I've come to learn more things that translate from business and life and even sports, relationships. All of them coincide with each other because, you know, you need relationships to do these things. You do. You got to, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff by yourself, but it's a little bit more easy in the maneuver if you have the relationships built. And a lot of times, a lot of players wait till the last minute or it's too late. The doors are closed, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the same doors that you had when you was currently playing. And you're competing with different people. So what I do to tell them, though, if the guys, I'm like, okay, so like it ain't over with, though. There's another life for you. So now the question is, we gotta find what direction you really want to go in, or if they don't, we just ain't gotta talk. We just keep it where. Just tell me what's on your mind. Right. Like, oh, let's just shoot the shoot. We gonna have a good time, have a few drinks, kick back, and just reminisce on the good old days, you know. But the thing is, it's hard though.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, I've been retired now for 8 years now, and my adjustment for myself is totally different than somebody else's. But I was a father, so my son was young. I retired. Maybe I could have played another year or so, but I retired more to be a father. So he's my priority. He comes first, and everything else comes second. So with that being said, though, I didn't have to be in a rush to try to do anything. If I'm doing something, I'm doing because I want to do it. I'm not doing things because I have to. It's a different mindset with that.
Was it an easy transition for you?
Being
a father, that makes it a lot easier because you got something that demands your attention like that.
Yeah. No, I was already looking at life after basketball, preparing myself to life after basketball 5 years before I even said
really?
that. Yeah. My mindset, because we all develop a lot of bad habits when you're, you know what I'm saying, when you're playing, when you're not playing. In regular life, we have bad habits. So sometimes some people habits can either render you or they can, you know what I'm saying, they can help guide you. But a lot of habits that we have, though, some of us can't sustain them when you're done, when you retire. So it's a different thought process, and I've just been, you know what I'm saying, just trying to enjoy life, man, and taking it as it comes. And, you know, I haven't truly found anything I truly love as much as I love the game of basketball, but I do like the ownership side. You know, I'm fortunate to be a great group of guys that we own 3 teams. I had a basketball team in New Zealand, got the soccer team in Mexico, and the pickleball team. And actually brought Rip is a part owner in 2 of the teams as well.
Okay.
So the soccer and pickleball. So like as you find these circles and these lanes to maneuver in, you know, and you just gotta you gotta play the field. You gotta see what you like. You gotta dibble and dabble a little bit.
Who do you talk to as far as like mentorship or whatever? You're doing so many big things. Who do you talk to for advice or guidance before you do these things?
So you know what? I have a great team. I have a great team. So you know, my financial team and the people I keep in my knit things are pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something I don't know, I mean, I'm quick to pick up the phone and call them. I got resources to access these people. You know what I'm saying? I do. I mean,
I'm thinking like team ownership, for instance. Like you call Mark Cuban and say, hey man, like
so Mark told me some business stuff probably 10 plus years ago, and it resonated with me on a different level. It wasn't pertaining to the ownership side, but it was more pertaining to just actual business side. And he was like, this is exactly what he said. He's like, Shawn, I'm gonna tell you one thing, because at being in the position that we are, we get brought deals all the time. A lot of athletes get some deals that's from random people or any kind of thing. People be hitting you up. Yo, I got this idea. I'm like,
please
nah.
rep my car wash.
Charlotte got an idea she's pulling out in a second.
Just wait. I'm gonna pitch you.
So this is what he said. It was kind of funny, but I understood the concept and the delivery of it in the context of the bigger thoughts. He said, when you go into a room, and he said, gauge the room, look at everybody in the room. He said, this is sometimes it's been true. He said, if you don't see an asshole in the room, you're the asshole.
Oh my God.
Damn.
First of all, I can't believe you just gave that away for free. You could have sold that as a business book or something,
No,
Shawn.
you know, I've been privy to be in some great circles, man, and I've met, you know, I'm fortunate enough, you know, being Shawn Marion is actually a great stepping stone to get to the door.
Yeah.
But that portfolio on the back lets me in the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to sit at the table. I mean, I'm being honest.
No, that's real,
I'm being
man.
honest. I mean, it's just like, and I totally understand it. And I'm like, you know, I go in these rooms. I'm very humbled. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's always gonna be smarter than you in the room. But at the same time, I'm learning, and my ears are just like. Just pulsate. I'm taking it all in. I'm listening. I'm not hearing. It's a big difference. People hear to respond versus listen to understand.
Right.
So I'm sitting there. I'm locked in, and I'm just want to know. Yeah.
What's something that young Shawn Marion didn't know that you wish you could go back in time and tell? Whether it's an advice about business, whether it's about relationship, whether it's about basketball. What's something you would tell your younger self?
My younger self, I would tell myself to actually. No. This is really good.
Yeah.
I would take initiative like what the new generation of kids is doing and controlling your off the court things, because I was so locked into trying to be the best basketball player I could be that, you know, I was making plenty of money. It wasn't about the money. I was so focused on basketball. I didn't look at the other things I could have did when I played basketball. And a lot of the guys now are doing it. And one of the things I like about the new generation now too, they're actually controlling the narrative now. You know, back in our time, we couldn't control the narrative, so everything was chopped up in bits and skews. Now you can't do that no more. Now. So now somebody's chop up something. Somebody's already recording it. Somebody else is recording it, and they got so now it's like, okay, you lying now. So you just took the part you wanted to say about it, but listen to the whole interview. Look at how the delivery was and the message I was trying to deliver.
But hold on. You're the first person I've ever heard say it like that. Because most guys, especially our generation, they say the opposite. It's man, these kids nowadays, they're distracted. They're not taking care of. They're not focused on the basketball enough because they're worried about all these other things.
No. I mean, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is though, like, I was so focused on basketball. We have time to do some other stuff though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out here and just be focused on social media so much. You care about all you care about is who's following you and what you're wearing to the game. Now it's a different. No, my first commitment, my first love is basketball, of course. You know, and I know that opens doors into any lane I possibly want to get into. But at the same time, I'm saying I didn't take advantage of the opportunities I could have had off the court, as far as endorsements and stuff like that. I could have done a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Matrix is a house name, man, and like. I kind of shot away from this stuff. I had opportunities to do stuff. I was more focused on trying to win and be the best basketball player I could versus doing all that stuff. And then a lot of stuff you don't learn until later on down in your career. damn, you know, I should have did this. I should have capitalized on this a little bit better, you know, and which is fine. You know, you live and you learn. But as some of these guys, everybody is not able to get endorsement deals like that, though. You know, let's be real. You know, we talking about the twos and fews. You know what I'm saying? But the ones who are, they capitalizing on. Yeah.
Is there a player today who you think is doing like a particularly good job of that? And in that same vein, is there a player who reminds you of yourself or someone you're close with and mentor and see yourself in?
You know what, man? You know, this generation is totally different. The resources and the access they have is actually way more unlimited than to what it was we were. You know, you got current athletes doing alcohol endorsements now. You know, we couldn't do that. You know, there's a lot of stuff that was no doing our area. You know, and then now, you know, I mean, of course, you know, fashion is taking a turn for the better or for the worse.
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I love some of the guys be cold as I love fashion, but some of the guys.
Who's the best style?
I ain't gonna say who got the best, but I like some guys who dress. Some guys take it a little further than they should. But
Kyle Kuzma, go ahead and say Kyle Kuzma.
but no. But we got some guys that you know, it's part of their identity. You know, and you gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, listen, we all, everybody's different. But I could care less what you come to the game and. As long as you go out there producing on that court, hey, you can wear what the hell you want to wear. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, though, I see the dynamic culture of it, and it's kind of cool, though. You know, the NBA has definitely found ways to implement different things and to let people's personality show.
All right, last question for me. I didn't know this until today. I looked at the research before, and I sat down. I was like, "You won the Amazing Race with Sid?"
Yeah, we did that.
It was Sid Sabalos.
Yeah. It's funny. It was me and Sid doing it, but like it's funny because I saw Andre Miller for the first time. We talked before, but I seen him for the first time in almost like 6-7 years. Yeah. And he was here at this weekend, and we was laughing. First thing he come up to me, he's like, "Yo, man, you trying to give me an Amazing Race?" And it was funny because I did. He was one of the first persons I called when they called me. I called him because. We have a great relationship, and then you know we got family members that converse and talk a lot. Yeah. So and he had just retired as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get somebody who was still in that same time frame as me. So, but then Seth worked out because Seth is a huge Amazing Race fan. Like, dude, it's crazy. He can tell you every episode and who won. Like, pure, it's like crazy. But. Yeah, so it worked out. We was able to do it, and the only reason Andre probably couldn't do it because it didn't line up with his schedule. He had some stuff that he didn't do, and plus it was a big commitment too, though, man. It was a month long. And
really?
Where did they send you?
It's a month long. We started out in New York. Went from New York to Iceland, and Iceland to where we go? Iceland. We go after Iceland? We went to was it Germany? I think Germany. It was it was everywhere, man, and it was dope. But once you lose, though, you still can't go home. So
wait, really? Where do they send you once you lose?
So
like a holding
So it's called a sequester. So we were sequestered in Italy.
Oh wow.
So
I guess there are worse places to be sequestered.
Yeah. So when
Metalwork
we lost,
Media could sequester me to Italy if they wanted.
Yeah. So when we left, we had to wait till they finished the show. And everybody came back together. You know what I'm saying? So once you're gone for 30 days. It just is what it is. No phone, no contact with nobody.
Funny. You're like, well, we lost. All right, I'm gonna see y'all later. Whoa, where do you think you're going?
That's why you typically wanna make it as far as you can, go as far as you can. And
what do you do when you're sequestered? What were you doing for a month in Italy?
Oh shit, eating. Excuse me.
Honestly, that sounds better.
You got it.
I think I would lose on purpose.
Excuse me. Well, we was eating great Italian restaurants, going to operas.
So you could. I thought
we did it as a group. We had to do it as a group, though.
Got it. And it's on their dime.
Yeah. We ain't got no credit card.
Oh,
we have no credit card, no nothing. We have no access to anything, no contact with nobody.
Did you have your passport?
They have it.
Oh my God.
So they keep all that stuff.
It's kind of like a dope ass house arrest when you think about it.
Should we try to go on the Amazing Race?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, all the shows do that. Any show that has to travel abroad for doing anything. If you're on doing a show and you're shooting a show, you get sequestered, especially if it's an elimination show.
Yeah.
You get sequestered.
No spoilers.
No.
Yeah.
But they have us. It's funny though. My boy, one of my best friends, Jono, he told me they have a switchboard where they follow the show worldwide. because you know Amazing Races around the world.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so they have a switchboard where they follow you. So they tell you they kind of be cheating. They be telling people where they we saw such and such over here, so we know we got eliminated already.
Oh
I
my God. Super fandom.
I was like, are you for real? He's like, yeah, we my boy was like, yeah, we knew you was when you saw somebody say they saw you in Italy. He was like, yeah, we know you got eliminated either after the third or fourth turn. I was like, for real? I was like, hey, it was cool though, man. It was a great cast, great show, man. It was some great relationships. With
how was said, like, cause that's funny, like. He's a fan of the show, you said, but then now he's got to actually do it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of American Ninja Warrior. Then I actually did it.
Ooh.
I don't know if you saw the video.
No.
Oh, you should look.
Yeah.
You should look that up.
It's hard, wasn't it?
No, I mean, I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's not that it's hard. It's that like you gotta kind of know the tricks of what they're doing.
Okay.
Right. So for the thing, all right. So the one I failed on the first go.
Yeah.
Because it was a platform, but the platform be spinning. So when you jump, you can't jump straight up. You got to run at an angle. But I didn't know that, so I went in and jumped straight up, and I went straight down.
So you tell me you couldn't practice?
No, I was
really
because that's the thing.
They don't want you
see
on the
so
course.
The same thing you said. They hide it. They keep it a secret until you get there.
Okay.
And then like this is the course, and they'll show someone do it.
Okay.
Like they have like ninjas and like on the staff that'll do it, but they're not giving you pointers or nothing. They're just showing you, okay, you do it like this, and all them. They're jumping and flipping and grabbing things and swinging. Meanwhile, I'm just like, oh, okay.
You one and done.
They want you to wipe out. That's the content.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, the clip was one of the most viral clips in the history of the show.
Yeah, I know.
I came back the next year, and it was, they say, oh, you can bring whoever you want. So I brought Michelle Beadle and Paul Pierce, and they standing over here, and they watching everybody else go, and they're like, ain't no way he gonna do it. So Beatles, Paul Pierce said, I'll give you $500 if you get through the first one.
No way.
I said, okay. And Beatles says, I'll match. I'll put 500 too. I'm like, cool. So then a couple more people go and fail. And Paul said, I'll give you 10 racks. 10 racks, right? So I get up there, and right before I start, they call my name and everything. I look at Paul. I'm like, 10, right? You can see it on TV. I'm like, 10? 10? Okay. I went, man, and I never ran that well in my life. I was like, one, boom, boom, boom. It's like these little platforms. So I'm jumping from platform to platform, and then at the end, there's a rope. But while I'm jumping, I'm like, man, I'm about to kill this. What am I going to do with $10,000? Da-da-da. And then I start thinking, man, what's my celebration going to be? I'm going to land, and I'm going to do the money dance, whatever. And while I was doing that, I wasn't paying attention.
You fell.
I fell, man. I jumped too soon, fell right in the water. Yeah. Paul laughing, Beetle laughing. No,
but still, even if you wasn't doing it, it's probably hard to do though, wasn't it?
Yeah. You got to.
I mean, listen, they are so for Amazing Race though. Some of the exercises and the courses we did though, what's crazy about it is they make it look easy from TV when you're looking at TV. It's a lot harder than you think it is. Yeah. And some of those exercises they go on like the race when we're racing that day. You can do it. You could be doing it all day. Mm-hmm. I mean, like
over and over again?
Like, dude, if you don't get the clue, if you don't find the clue and find the result, you could be there for 3 or 4 hours with no problem. Easily. They are, listen, they edit that, but you going to be there for 3 or 4 hours, dude. And like we was taking off at crack of dawn, dude. Like we was in somewhere, we was in Iceland. This is so messed up. We was in Iceland. Dude, we got there. It's pitch black. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. And like we gotta I'm trying to find a road, and remember you can't have no phones,
no maps.
So we was able to research some stuff in the airport. But you gotta get every person you talk to, they gotta sign a non-disclosure affidavit. Every person. So you ask them, if you say hi to them, they gotta sign.
An NDA.
So we doing this, and we got some information that we figured that was a dirt road, and everybody was like, no, it's not a dirt road, man. Listen, it was in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how the hell we found that place, but we found it, and we got there. Dude, it's way harder than you think. And us being the two biggest guys there, like, the cars are small, the cabs and stuff. Like, dude, we gotta have a sound person and a crew person. I mean, in the car with us.
Oh my God.
Dude, like, it ain't nothing easy about that. Yeah. Oh man.
All right.
In New York, it was even. What was in New York? A little someone in a car in New York. It was horrible.
John,
I want to talk more, but
I know.
They're yelling in my ear. He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
We gotta wrap it up. But
my flight not to 4:15.
I mean, man, that ain't on me, man. Yeah. They yelling at me. They ain't yelling at you. That's Shawn Marion, NBA champion, exec with the Retired Players Association, team owner in 3 different sports, and amazing race contestant and sequester all-star.
In Italy. And a real pleasure to talk to.
A pleasure, guys. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Y'all
you.
enjoy the rest of Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Viva Las Vegas.
Cool. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Shawn, you just want to come and be a third co-host? Thank you so much for watching Oddball. We've been in Las Vegas for 4.5 months.
Thanks for watching Oddball. It's 108 degrees outside somehow.
Thanks for watching Oddball. Can someone please get us out of Summer League?